Oh,
I'm
okay.
Yeah, I'm debating on whether I should actually do something today.
You should just hang out here. Man.
Oh man. Uh, so this is correct.
So, what's going on? Who's farming them milkies?
Oh, come on now, you know it.
Milky. The thing that my mind is still blown over is the fact that you can do all of this sidechain stuff with a hardware wallet, but you can't on the main chain.
I mean, they're trusted contracts, right? They're the sushi swap contracts. So there's been years and years of like battle testing and integration. So we get a lot of perks over there.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm digging the whole Milkomeda sidechain. Everything worked very smooth for me yesterday afternoon. I did wait until the afternoon to do anything just to I figured there was going to be this giant rush. And then I was looking around and I realized that there's a lot of people that have no idea what is going on.
Where were you looking around?
Just on my Twitter, like lots of questions. I was in their Discord for a little bit, just kind of looking around, and I'm just like, wow.
Mm-hmm. The FOMO is real.
So then I sold everything.
Yeah, you sold everything. Well,
No, okay.
I mean, you guys saw that tweet from Patrick, right? About this whole wild idea of like going from ADA to Milk to ETH and back and like forth and back. It's crazy. And then there was that oh, what do they call themselves? That service that lets you swap between different Ethereum networks. Um, the multi-chain thing. That is dope. That is super dope. There was a guy on my show.
Yeah, there's a couple of them, right? There's multi-chain, and then what's the other one? Seller or something like that?
Yes, seller. There was a guy on my show that thought he was sending USDC to his Milkomeda wallet, um, but he was actually just sending it to his address on the mainnet, and was like, "Where's my USDC?" And for a second, we thought it was lost. And then Dean was like, "Wait, isn't that just on the ETH mainnet?" And then we all laughed about it and realized it was just sitting on the ETH mainnet because it's the same address, right? So when you switch to these EVM chains, Milkomeda, what's the other sketchy one I've been messing with? Songbird. Um, they all use the same Ethereum address because it's all like EVM based underneath. So it's the same address as your main ETH, um, but it's just a different history, a different database, right? So he was safe. He was able to find his USDC on his mainnet that he still had access to. But then he can use that cross chain thing or that seller thing to get that USDC from the mainnet onto the Macomida network, which is pretty
Listen,
dope.
it's pretty dope that I could go from ADA to the Ethereum blockchain, and then I could go back if I want. I called out the YouTubers yesterday. I'm oh my, are you taking a bath?
Oh, sorry.
Taking a bath. Lido, you relieving? He's feeling the relief. How do you spell relief?
Let me mute my mic.
No stage fright there, huh?
Had that happen to me once. They're like, hey, turn your mic off. I'm like, oh.
So I called out some YouTubers, and I'm hoping that Rare Bloom saw my call out since he's a YouTuber. Rand, there needs be some educational videos for people on how to do this because people could lose money, right? If they don't send their USDC to the right address, there's a chance that they could lose funds. Rand.
I was looking at the bridge just earlier this morning. TCT sent it to me, and yeah, I'm gonna try and make a video. But I'm hardly a YouTuber with my 1,000 subscribers, but I do like this bridge a lot. I'm very interested. Like it could work very well with our business. We're always bridging to different chains. Like I'm working on like 4 different chains constantly all day long. So this bridge actually looks really nice. It connects to every single chain that we're working on currently. And currently I have to use different bridges depending on where I'm trying to go. So this actually looks like a really good solution for my business and stuff. And I'm actually really interested to see. I saw a lot of posts of people swapping really well last night and on Twitter and everything. I saw Patrick's post. That was pretty amazing. I retweeted that. Do you guys know, I was looking at the bridge. Does it go to the Cardano blockchain yet, or it's just to the Milkomeda chain right now, or how does that work? I couldn't find like how to get on there.
It goes to the Milkomeda chain, right?
So there is a DevNet bridge back, but it's not. You could find it if you try, but it's not working great yet. So I would not try to bridge back yet.
To Cardano, you're saying, right?
So
to ADA.
Yeah. So when you send ADA to Milkomeda, if you look at the transaction, you're actually sending it to a DDR1 address, which is a native.
Yeah, it's like a wrapper.
Right. It's just a native script on Cardano, which will lock that via the Milkomeda multisig, the one they set up for it, and then that will then transfer it to Milkomeda sidechain. But coming back, I know it's working, but they haven't released the details about it. I wouldn't. I mean, it's probably fine, but your ADA might get stuck on the way back.
It's currently just a one-way bridge, all good. They just released it, no big deal. And then I was also looking, there's no swapping involved. It's just wrapping one asset. So I can't go from ETH mainnet. I was trying to sell my ETH and get some
you just wrap your ETH and send it over to Milkomeda.
Yeah, so it doesn't do the swap feature as well. That's going to need to be like a second transaction once I get there. Do I need like Milkomeda ADA for gas or anything?
You do. So yes, so I would send yourself at least 5 or 10 ADA first, and then bridge.
It wasn't very expensive, I don't think. I didn't look at the because I was doing it regardless, because there ain't no way that I'm not pulling my ADA with some wrapped ETH. Like, there was no way.
But you are going to pay normal ETH fees when you bridge using like the Nomad bridge. So you can bridge your ETH over to Milkomeda using Nomad like XYZ or something. Check that though. And then yes, to do any transactions, you're going to need a very small amount of wrapped ADA or milk ADA.
So for degenerates like me, I need to send some ADA from the ADA wallet before I can go to my ETH wallet and then start playing around in my ETH wallet, because I already have a MetaMask with ETH, but the only way to get gas on the network, I need to send from my CC vault, basically.
I haven't tried CC. I would use Nami or Flint.
What I was doing is I was sending funds to Flint and then sending it from Flint to Milkomeda. It was really simple.
I love it. We're early. I love when there are these little tasks and little hurdles. This is when you know it's early.
Okay, so has anybody gone into Muesli's area on Muesli Swap with Milkomeda and checked out their links to the Milkomeda sidechain at all?
Ask Cinnabon. He's in like every pair that have ever existed on Muesli on Milkomeda. I'm using Milky Swap. I've not used Muesli yet. So, but Cinny definitely has. He's been farming the shit out of everything.
I would like
the UI looks really good.
Cinny's getting some education.
I am a full degen now, but I really appreciate TCT and Rand informing me on impermanent loss yesterday. It was a good
I saw you in that
day,
ADA.
But I still think, all right, I still think what I said remains kind of true, but
I understand that it is also more volatile because the other coin also can't go up with ADA, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Because they're not like assets.
The reason you would want to do that, Cindy, is say you bought in ADA at 3 cents and now you want to DCA out of it. That's when I would put it in that pair, because eventually ADA is going to go. Well, if ADA drops, people are going to sell to a stable coin, or if ADA goes up, they're going to sell. So I'm going to be DCAing out of ADA when I use that pair.
Yeah, I should have I should have stipulated it was like an extremely short-term play just for the yields, and I didn't buy in ADA at 3 cents. I bought in at $1.50. So this is just me degenning, but yeah, good caveats to like also let people know when I'm posting that shit too.
And now, it could be a good play, but also remember, you either have to find somebody to buy that M yield off you, or to get the actual call option, you have to lock that up for, I believe, 30 days.
45 is what I read.
Yeah, I already sold it, so I'm out already. So it worked out well, I think, in the extreme short term, like I wanted it to. But I should add that in my commentary, I think. So
high risk play.
Yeah, what you want to watch out for is that most people are probably going to have that same idea, right? They're just going to sell the M yield before locking it up. So eventually, I would assume people will stop providing liquidity for it.
Y'all created a monster. I'm just saying, this is all on you guys. All right, you're all.
Let's go.
I had nothing to do with this. So blame Rand and TCT.
Cinnabon's going to be one of the creators creating strategies for Rare Finance. He'll be on the degen squad creating the most degenerate plays.
So let me ask Bun a question. Bun, so you've gone into Muesli Macomata, you checked it out, you connected to either your MetaMask or your Wallet Connect. I've never heard of Wallet Connect, but I'm new to all this shit. But what I find very interesting is that they have a USDT USDC pair. When you get two stable coins that aren't really going to move much, down or up, it seems like a good play with an APR currently at 846%. I'm just curious what you guys think about that.
That is exactly what Cinnabon was posting about when he said no and permanent loss. When you find that stable token to stable token pair, that's your most conservative way to farm. There's like almost no and permanent loss available there. Obviously, some stable tokens do depeg at times, and those are opportunities to scoop, depending if it's a good stable token.
Remember Tether?
Yeah,
remember Tether. Just always remember Tether.
That was what Rand said. It was all the help that I've been getting all morning. That's what I've been hearing too. So yeah, it's way less risky, and more pools may open up. I also misworded that tweet, so that was just a hot fucking mess. But yeah, it was a great 8 hours of just me staring at my screen, being a complete fucking degenerate. I had a lot of fun, and I really enjoy speaking with you guys on the internet.
Nice. So currently no Connect. When I go Connect Wallet, I got no Flint. I've got no Cardano native wallet. I want to call them. It's either MetaMask or Wallet Connect, correct? At this point,
you need both. You need both Flint and MetaMask.
Think about it.
Or like Nami.
You're
and
going.
MetaMask.
You're going to be using both Ethereum, and so you need one of each, right? You need your or Nemi, and you need. And I would recommend. I never heard of that other one. I'd recommend MetaMask. Like if you're not using MetaMask.
Wallet
Connect. I want to second what Hira said there. Please use MetaMask. It's the way.
No, that's what I've done, and I was using Testnet with Macomata, and I already connected the MetaMask to the Flint, I'm putting it on top of Flint, on top of MetaMask. No, how's that work?
All right, so remember, nothing ever leaves the blockchain. So what you're doing is you are sending ADA from Flint, using Flint or Nami, right? You're sending it to a Cardano native script, a multi-sig. script, actually. And from there, they are locking it up and issuing you a new asset on Ethereum, right? So now you have this wrapped or milk ADA that represents the locked ADA you sent to that native script. Or you can just say smart contract, but that's technically not true. It's a native script, but the security's still really good. So
cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah, so you're like forgetting, you send that to the native script on Cardano, they issue it on Milkomeda, which is an EVM chain, and then boom, you're just on EVM.
Which is why when you're over there and you send ADA, you're getting like the milk ADA, like it's the wrapped version of your ADA that's locked in the script, still on the ADA blockchain.
Any clarification on why they didn't call it wrapped ADA and they went with milk ADA? Because like just as terminology, you would want to be the same, right? Like I don't understand that.
Yeah, you would think, and they are the same. So if you notice, you can seamlessly swap between wrapped ADA and milk ADA. They're really the same asset technically.
Yeah.
I did want to quickly say I posted a link to the bridge yesterday for getting your M-ADA back to ADA. And I guess they're having some issues with it right now. Some people have like sent funds through and they haven't gotten them yet. So I went ahead and deleted that tweet and just wanted to give everybody a heads up too. I'm not sure if they're still dealing with it, but that was as of a couple hours ago.
I have a question. You said there's a wrapped ADA and milk ADA. Are there any pairs for that?
I was looking. I don't see any.
That's the move. So right there, known permanent loss, like asset to like asset, you want to hold ADA. You don't care which way it's wrapped. If you can pair that somewhere and earn the APY and rewards off that with known permanent loss, that's the move.
That's the alpha move, is what that is. There's zero impermanent loss, and you would be farming whatever.
You'd be farming ADA fees. How do we do this, Hero? Where's the pool? Let's start one.
Where are you guys chit-chatting away at the wee hours in the morning on this particular subject? It sounds like you've been doing this for hours and you just carried it into Cardano Over Coffee.
Nowhere. I don't know. Nowhere. What up, Doc?
You're a horrible liar.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Good, man. You out there farming some milky stuff?
I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. So I came to the council with some questions.
Let's go. We have no idea what we're doing. Let's go.
Oh my God. My brother was like, he was like, wait, what are you doing with this DeFi shit? I'm like, bro, it's great. I have no idea. And that's the best thing about it. But anyways, so obviously you could suffer impermanent loss, which is like great because I have no idea what that is either. But can you get like impermanent gains? Can you like leverage these pairs and like make money when they both go up?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you can.
Absolutely.
If you LP the Milky ADA pool, your LP position has increased by at least 100% now.
I mean, that's fantastic. And in typical fashion for myself, I didn't do that at all. So, but what I did do was I went onto oh God, what's the other one? MinSwap. And I hooked myself into the pair for World Mobile Token, which is probably like fucking awful idea. And also, I don't know, one other, I think maybe Meld, and there's another one in there too. But yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing all of those have gone up because this was like weeks back, but I like literally haven't checked it. So I have no idea.
Well, here's the first thing that I want to tell people, right? These trades that you're doing in these farms and they're constantly open trades, and you can get wrecked in seconds. So these trades aren't something that you don't want to keep an eye on. First off, you're in some pretty stable pairs for the most part, so I don't think you have too much to worry about. But when you're in these like I keep an eye on mine. Every hour I go check and look at, see how much ADA I've gained and how much of whatever other token I lost, or vice versa. And then what's the price? It's important to keep an eye on these trades.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think it's also like when you're looking at the impermanent loss side or impermanent, profits, it's important to know what the impermanent part is. And when you apply this capital to a liquidity pool and become a market maker, that position is constantly trading as people are trading against you and the liquidity pool, and your position's moving. So your number of ADA tokens to world mobile tokens, that ratio is constantly fluctuating with people trading and the price changing. And the impermanent part is you can always look at your LP position and in real time see where you stand, how many ADA tokens to world mobile tokens you have. But none of that is realized gains or losses until you close the position and remove your liquidity from the pool. So if you are down in ADA, as long as you don't close that position and remove from the liquidity pool, it's an impermanent loss. There could be a time in the future where those come back to the same ratio that they were when you applied the capital. If you remove your liquidity, you have now realized a permanent loss there. And that's the difference.
Nice. Awesome. Okay. And one more question and I'll mute if you would be so kind. So I've noticed that the APR has gone down a ton since when I first started. And I'm assuming that's because more and more people are piling in. So the pair is getting less risky and therefore like less APR. And the tokens I'm in specifically, by the way, are World Mobile and Cardano. Those were the ones I forgot I switched them. See, I told you I pay a lot of attention. But
not less risky.
Oh, is it?
Right. Not because it's less risky, because there is only a certain number of rewards allocated to that pool, right? So as more people add their liquidity, those rewards get split between more people. So you're just getting less, but the risk does not change.
Got it. Okay. All right. That's good to know. See, I just learned a new thing. All right, cool.
The volatility changes though, right? That's what the added liquidity provides, if I'm not mistaken. TCT.
No, I don't think you can really say that. It's just simply like if we're talking about your APR or APY, it goes down because your portion takes up less of a share of the pool now, right? There's more people to distribute rewards to, so yours are less.
Gotcha. Cool. Thank you for clarifying.
How do you check? Like, how do you check your ratio of LP tokens to ADA? Because I'm on MinSwap right now and I can't see an easy way.
MinSwap, go to, I think, is it the pool page, right? And then on the top right hand corner it says your liquidity, and you click on that, and then you click which pair you want to check, and it'll tell you how much of each token you have, whether and also give you, I think that's all it gives you on that page.
Okay, got it. All right, guys. Cheers. Thanks. I really appreciate it.
Great questions, Doc. Those were honestly great questions.
I pretend like I'm an idiot, but sometimes you really do have to kind of know a little bit. But no, I'm really an idiot. So I don't know. It's like the Dunning-Kruger effect. The more you think you know about something, the less you actually know. So I just play stupid and try to learn from the smarter people in the room.
Dude, I agree, Doc. I still think I'm an idiot.
I just put myself around smarter people usually.
You're cute as hell, though, boy. Hey, just kidding.
Doc, your idiocy is slightly lower than mine. I am slightly below you. So as far as idiocy goes, I'm in the rear. So great questions. Fuck.
Yeah, you never want to take it in the rear or be in the rear or any of that rear stuff. It's not good.
Nah, especially around these guys.
But yo, if you guys are ever in New York City, Connecticut area, hit me up, hit my page up. We'll go grab a beer. Love to hang out with all you guys. Cardano community is cool as fuck. And we will have some Cardano over coffee IRL if you guys are in my town. So cheers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And Doc, never, usually the person who thinks they're the smartest in the room is the opposite. So always hang out with smarter people.
Loud barrels clang, empty barrels clang the loudest, right?
That's right, especially in these spaces.
Lido, how many people tweeted out the space? Probably not that many, huh?
I did hear.
Oh, Cinny. Lato's like,
Me too.
he got caught peeing earlier, and now he's like,
He's embarrassed. He's not coming back up.
he's at the office today. So
See, he was actually pouring coffee. Kyd got caught in like 4K peeing on Real Talk last week. It was brutal.
no way. I know he was pouring coffee. But...
Oh, I swear to God, yeah, it was brutal. But
listen, I have people taking baths up here talking before, so like I don't know. Hey.
But it happened to me too, dude. I had like 3 people going, block, and I'm like, what the fuck are they yelling at me for? I realized my microphone was on while I was peeing.
it's hard to cut it off midstream. I understand that, but these are all lessons we're learning. We're growing as a community, right?
Absolutely. Hey, so question on the min. So I'm currently farming it, and there has been a little bit of a shift, but considering the percentage of APY, I would offset that quite a bit, right? I mean, I'm giving myself a little bit of cushion of the amount of ADA and min and then permanent loss surrounding that, correct?
That's a little too much math for me right now. It depends.
Well, I'm not going to do the math either, TCT. Trust me. I'm just using it as a general rule, surrounding that.
That's what rewards are supposed to do, but you have to take into consideration, one, the price you bought the ADA at, the price you swapped it for the min, and then that price fluctuation, right? That impermanent loss, that difference between that impermanent loss and the gain you would have had by just holding the assets. Then you have to factor in those rewards. So it's a tricky little equation, but normally that's what you're going for. You're trying to, especially with a pair like that, you're trying to make sure that your rewards outweigh your impermanent loss.
Right, because it seems to me like, taking up the new decks with the hot APY, where they're giving you boosts and they're giving all these other, like pluses, little bonuses to the action, seems like the time to play it. And then from there, drop out and wait for things to settle is kind of what I'm thinking about doing.
Oh, so you're using the strategy that I got you. I'm already out.
Hey. I adopt into everybody's strategies and I allow them to persuade me. Yes.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I just want to add that it's always good to set up like an Excel sheet to get in your entry points. And then if you can, just track your exit points, and that's the IL. And I just want to also add that when you're entering these farms, you're not having your ADA stake to get that a percentage also. So you want to also put that into the math of is what you would have earned an ADA back. And what is that a math compared to these new coins that you're starting to earn as a reward? So something, just want to add to that.
Who's going to build that worksheet? Because I'm waiting for it.
It's got to be Heartpool, because he was really good with that CRCI with the whole Dex Google Doc that he put together. So we got to get hard on that.
But he's absolutely correct in what he's saying. Like I write down. I might not use an Excel spreadsheet, which I probably should, but I just write it down in a notebook.
What would be cool is when you click on in pool and you click on your actual pair, you can see not only the pooled ADA, the pooled min, and the staked amount, but also the entry point and the IL. If they could add those in, that would be great. At some point, somebody's going to do that.
What would be great is if you weren't lazy and just wrote it down.
I'm lazy as fuck when it comes to this shit, dude. That's why I don't do math.
You and everybody else.
Free algebra. Yeah,
you and everybody. That's why people don't write it down, and that's why people don't understand what they're doing. Because if you track it, you would understand it a lot more. Like if you don't have any idea where you started, how the fuck do you know if you made any money or lost money?
Here's how I know. I took a picture of the actual screen of the pooled ADA, the pooled min. I have not changed anything.
What price did you buy that ADA? What price did you buy that?
It's DCA'd, bro, over the last 70
Okay.
cents to $1.50 or whatever. So you just average that out versus how much ADA that's in there, and you can get your number.
So
that part's simple.
but you don't know, Block, is what I'm saying. You don't know that. So how do you know what you made or
Average. Yeah, it's true. You don't, for sure. I'm playing the odds is what I'm doing there as far as the APY goes.
Well, I can tell you the odds are against you, right?
Yes.
And not just you. They're against me. They're against, because every trade that you're taking, there's someone else on the other end of that, so.
Yep. That's why you get to the point where you think about exiting your position, like Rand was saying.
See, but if you don't write it down, then like here's the thing for me, right? If you don't write it down, right, and then you exit the trade, you can easily like mentally talk yourself into thinking that you were super profitable, and that to me is much easier than doing the math, right? Because then you look at it and you're like, oh, I think that was good, and you're like, well, can you prove it was good? And then you can't, right? So nobody can also disprove it wasn't good, and therefore you win either way.
And then the IRS proves that you owe them all kinds of taxes, or you forgot that tax loss that you incurred because you didn't know what you were doing, right?
Fuck.
Or you have a specific amount that you started with and that you look at what you ended with. So I know exactly what I started with as far as the amount of ADA I have in, and I know the exact amount of min that I had at the time that I started the farm. So at the end of it, I'll be able to understand, and I can look back on it now. And currently right now I'm up, so I'm not really too concerned about it. But as it starts to wane a bit and other projects start to come online, obviously liquidity is going to flow out of these things.
And it's kind of funny how that works too, right? Like the more money you have, if you're just invested in ADA and you're not necessarily needing to exchange that to fiat, you don't have to do as much of that. But if you're just trying to get in and out and realize gains, either in ADA or fiat, I mean, write everything down. That's definitely like the first habit I got into and all this stuff. And keeping track of your exit and entry points it just makes things so much easier. Even if it is just in like terms of ADA or like whatever you're starting with, I think that's just a really good habit to get into.
Yo, you know what? You know what is pretty cool now? That Nautilus wallet is working. The Ergo Dex. I don't know if anybody got that Neta airdrop on Ergo, but
yep.
Yeah, that's worth an interesting amount at the moment.
Hey, anybody who's here from the Mandrillz NFTs, please request.
Also, you can buy SIG USD and RSV straight from Ergo Dex.
So what are you doing with that TCT with the SIG? Because I know that there's some stuff coming up here having to do with Ergo and things of that nature. And so I'm curious what you're doing there.
Yeah, so the SIG USD and RSV is really just a way to short or long Ergo. If you think that Ergo is going to go down significantly, you can buy SIG USD and buy the Ergo back when the price drops. The opposite of that you can do with the reserve, but we can talk about that. It's pretty,
because SIG USD in essence pegs you to USD, right?
SIG USD block jock. Oh my! I'm kidding.
Hey. Okay. Later.
No,
we'll talk about it later.
We can talk about it later. We need to get to our first guest. Seppo, is there anybody else with you from the team?
Yes, as I see, there's Rob and also Ross listening right now, and Kev, Crypto Kev, who invited me over. So yeah.
So if they want to request whoever was scheduled to come up and talk from the team or whatever, they can all request whoever. It's fine.
Okay, great. Yeah. Yeah, hello, guys. Good morning, and greets from Germany, Düsseldorf. Beautiful city next to the Rhine.
So you're drinking tea.
Come again?
You're drinking tea, no coffee. Too late for coffee.
Right now, no, it's coffee time for me, but more the afternoon coffee. Yes.
Awesome. So you want to talk a little bit about what the Mandrillz project is, kind of where it came from? I know you guys have sold out, and just tell us a little bit about the project for those that might not know anything about it.
Yes, of course. So yeah, in the end of last year, we got together, and Rob, who is one of the Faha 100 members, and since the beginning in the CNFT world, approached me. I'm a graphic designer and illustrator, and we came up with the idea to make a CNFT project, but try to do it a little bit different, and focus it mainly in the beginning of really good art, and doing a project which is like has a strong background in graffiti and rap and pop and techno culture, so that a lot of that all the people who check it out definitely get a vibe from their youth and from their from back when they were teens, and this is the reason why we started the project like this. And I don't know, for some reason it was pretty imminent to me that apes are the thing to do, and I thought a long time about how can I do it and not do it like everyone else did, and this is the reason why I came up with this really awesome looking Mandrillz ape. I don't know if you have a picture in mind right now, but I think it's a pretty special character, and then I started working with that, and the whole thing came together when we watched the movie Warriors back then, and this whole gang idea, we transported it a little bit into this project. So this is how it all started. And my brother is also a one-man army programmer, developer, and he was also really interested in the Cardano blockchain, and it took him a lot of time to get into it, but it was totally worth it in the end. And our intention wasn't to have like a quick drop, but we wanted to do something really good looking and we can be proud of, and collectors, NFT art collectors would also really like.
Yeah, you guys were around before you did for a while before you did your drop, like several months, if I can remember. In fact, I was one of the first to actually get a piece of hand-drawn art by the artist, which I kept in my wallet for a while and then gave away as a prize. And I think that recently sold for a decent amount somewhere. So congrats to the winner of that.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it was one of the first giveaways we did, and our goal was to just grow naturally and take our time. Don't pay any influencer or someone to help us like build a hype or whatever you want to call it around the project. So we just did our thing, and in the beginning Fahad was one of my first followers on Twitter, and he gave me a few good tips, and mainly it was like work hard and take your time, and don't try to be something you aren't, and that's what we did, and it worked out really good. But yes, most projects when they start, maybe 1 month later there's a drop, and it took us like 5 months, and we slowly but surely built our community and our Twitter, Discord, and so on.
Yeah. So CryptoKev, how's your involvement been? Where did you come into play?
Hi, good morning, Hero. Good morning, TCT, Lido, Cinnabons, Blockjock. Thank you very much for having me up here. Good morning, Steve. I got involved with the Mandrillz back in December. I just was looking through, not through Win CNFT calendar or the other one. I just happened to just be looking on my own for CNFT projects coming out soon in the future. And I found Mandrillz. And what stood out was that they were listed on, I believe it was Minty, or it was a website where there was blue collar like NFTs, and it was something something that popped out to me because of the graffiti type of art. So honestly, what drew me in first was just the art, and then the fact that it didn't seem too like hype driven yet. That was super cool. And as soon as I got in there was a bunch of OGs who were OGs in the spaces who kind of just like welcomed me in, and it was just real chill vibes.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
And I know
for sure. We have to thank Rob for that because he already knew a bunch of people and brought them in, and I think that this helped also a lot because during this time I mainly had to focus on the art because my artistic process was like not the fastest, but because the quality mattered the most to me. So you can also see that in every drill NFT is you can download it and print it at least 11 by 11 inches or bigger without any quality loss. So for me it was really important to provide an awesome piece of art in the first place, and everything else would come after that.
Yeah, I think the art is great. I like the graffiti style. And I think a lot of people have enjoyed it. I mean, I've watched your community grow over time, and I think a big part of that is the art, right? So, congratulations. Where do you see yourself in the project in 6 months to a year from now?
Right now we are working with we are doing collabs with for us the most promising meta projects. It's Meta Dams, which is they have the first conference in their metaverse, I think on the 4th or 5th of next month, and together with them we built the Mandrillz bar already in this metaverse, which is still work in progress, but so in 6 months we think that we didn't want to promise any metaverse of our own because it's really unrealistic to do it in a good way, and if everyone wants to build his own metaverse, there will be maybe like 20 people running around and there's nothing going on. So we set our focus to find good collaborative partners and work with them, and this is definitely one strong point right now for us, that we focus on that, and we focus on other future drops, and we focus on art drops for holders. So we are working together with NFT artists like Odon and Kimo Sabe and the guys from Rebellion NFT, for example. They interpreted the Mandrillz character in their own style, and if you're a holder of the Mandrillz, you will be able to get this art. So we still stay art focused, and regarding all meta stuff, we are working together with the most promising projects we think, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool that you have a nice road planned out, and you figured about the metaverse, because I agree with you. I don't want to see every project make a metaverse. I don't think that's realistic. And so it's nice to hear a project talk about wanting to partner with somebody whose main focus is the metaverse, because that's not something that's very easy to build.
No, definitely not. But we have a really nice vision of our Mandrillz bar in the Metadams metaverse, for example. So this bar will have outside and inside walls for street art and NFT exhibitions, which means that we will change the textures every month, or maybe every 2 months, and every time you visit it, you will see something else, and upcoming artists will be able to show their art in frames inside. So it will be like we want to turn it into an art hotspot, maybe like 5 Points in New York was, or the art district in Los Angeles. So that every time you go there, there's something different, and I think I have never seen this approach before, And the Metadams team really loved the idea, and yeah, it's still all work in progress, but this is, I think, something we can provide, and yeah, try to involve many upcoming and interesting artists and projects. This is also the reason why we work together with upcoming projects right now and give them a spotlight, because right now we are in a really good position. We have quite a lot of followers, and we want to give the other projects also a stage, and if the art in the project is cool, and this whole idea will also be visible in this metaverse project, for example.
Yeah, and for those that are here, there are a bunch of pinned tweets up top that you could take a look at. You know, the artwork, and also it looks like there's maybe some video.
Yeah, sorry, Hero. I pinned some tweets up top. Going from the first one from the right was just a tweet, a picture of the Mandrillz, one of the pink Mandrillz with the pineapple pizza. Hey, Seppo, you want to maybe press your mic button and then you can turn it off. That way we don't. There you go.
I got them.
Okay, and then the next one is a 3D, like a 3D panorama of an upcoming project or upcoming work that Rosk, one of our developers, is working on, where you can view your card. Then the next one is just another picture of Mandrillz with the disco ball in the background. And then the next one is one of the recent sales. We just got a Mandrillz Twitter sales bot updated, so I put that up top. Then the metadams that Seppo was talking about is the second from left. It's a kind of a quick little video about it. And then the first one is just a art gallery with the man.
It's awesome. Thanks for pinning them up, Kev. Anything pertinent you want to get out to the crowd, that anything that you want to just get out there? I mean, I like the project. I've been following you guys for a while.
Yeah, maybe that our goal when we did the drop, the initial, was that it's possible for a lot of people to grab a Mandrill, to have a lot of holders, and this is what we achieved. So this is maybe also the reason why our floor hasn't skyrocketed yet, because if you have a lot of holders, you also have a lot of paper hands. But I think that we put focus on the social aspect and did a really smooth drop, and everyone who wanted one could get one. And right now we are working on our roadmap, which will be updated on around the 5th of next month. And we have really exciting collabs going on. So yeah, if you like the art, then join our Discord, check out the announcements, and get in touch with us. And that's as Kev said, we are working on 3D stuff right now. We do 3D dioramas. We are also working with Cardano Villa. This is a project which will build like estates which are Pavia ready, and they are partnered with Pavia and built to all the specs Pavia provides. We also will do like Mandrillz mansions with textures, sculptures, 3D sculptures, and all kinds of different Mandrillz assets in there. So when Pavia goes live, you are ready with your Mandrillz mansion. And this is also really interesting, because I'm mostly working 2D, Rosk is working 3D, and now after the initial drop, we are working on all kinds of different ways to get both worlds together. Yeah.
Did I get rugged?
Yes.
I can hear you, TCT.
Sounds
I
cool.
can't hear him now.
I didn't know about the udon creation. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, this is something we really wanted to do, like get other artists on board and have them like draw a mandrill, and of course give them the royalties when we drop the art, and share also the small amount that will come in, also share it with them and the community wallet. And this comes maybe from my graffiti background, because we do in graffiti you almost every time work together with different artists. You do like murals together. You yeah, it's just a collaborative kind of working. There are also like graffiti artists who do only their own stuff, but where I come from, most of the time you do like pieces together, and maybe this also yeah, I don't know, this idea stuck with me, and we try to bring it yeah, into the CNFT space like this.
Awesome. If anybody else has any questions, and I'm sorry, I was on another screen and I couldn't get back. Like Cardano Over Coffee just disappeared, and I was lost and couldn't find you. And I could hear you, but I couldn't find you. If anybody has any questions for them, feel free to raise your hand or request speaker to come up and ask.
It was weird for a second. I thought I got rugged. And yeah,
Yeah, I
sometimes
was in the same boat.
yeah, sometimes if I click out, then it'll not be at the bottom. Like the only way I can get into it is at the top. Like search through all the spaces.
Yeah. Seppo, I heard this is your first Twitter space.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Wow, what an honor. Well, thank you.
I'm a bit shy.
Thank you for letting us be your first Twitter space. I think you did a wonderful job. So just putting that out there, you did a great job presenting the program. Very clear, direct. So seems like you've been doing this a lot more.
No, I'm not, but yeah, but yes, nice to hear that, definitely. Yeah, maybe one word to my artistic process. I could also like most projects just generate their X amount of NFTs and then they are done. And if you draw so many assets like I did, there are billions of possible combinations, and the really cool combinations will not be in the 8,000 NFT you generate. So this is the reason why I did like 245 handmade mandrillz, which I drew it all in Adobe Illustrator, and then I put them together by hand, because yeah, some really nice combinations are nearly impossible to get if you just randomly generate everything. So it gave my brother, who programmed the generator, real nightmares, because we had to implement all the metadata of these hundreds of mandrillz by hand, and the whole process got considerably longer and more complicated. But yeah, this is the only way to get like really cool combinations in there. For me, at least, it was. So yeah, this is how I did all the mandrillz.
Yeah, that's why I pinned that one with the mirror ball up there, right? This one of the. I was looking through your page as you were speaking at the beginning, and I was like, "Wow, that one's really nice." And then I read that it was hand, like you saying about it being hand drawn, hand picked.
Yeah, yes, every asset is hand drawn, but then I had all these different kinds of layers in Illustrator, and then I combined the right layers to get this figure or that figure. Yeah, because otherwise, one more thing is, when I generated like 100 zombie mandrillz, I really generated 300 and picked the best 100. But also what also means that you have to clean out all the metadata. You just you can't just delete the picture you just made. You also have to go into the metadata and delete all the ones you deleted. So this was quite time consuming, but yeah, the only way to get the best out of it. So it generating some of that stuff definitely helped me to work faster and get it done quicker. But most of the time I generated more than I needed and deleted a bunch. Yeah. So maybe that's also interesting for you to see the artistic process in creating this kind of illustrations.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it's not easy. I wish I had half the talent that some of you NFT artists had.
Yeah, thank you. They're really amazing artists out there. It's really nice to get to know each other. It's a whole new space for me because it all started the end of last year, and every day is really interesting to see what's coming up, and it's really, really cool.
Awesome.
So yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
If anyone has a question, but I think maybe Roscoe or Rob want to say something, but I think I shared enough, and hopefully you will check us out, and join the Mandrillz if you like.
Crypto Kev, you can go, and then Cinnabon.
Thank you, Hero. I just wanted to say great job, Sep, for your first time up on a space. I was super excited that you were able to get up here. For those of you that don't, well, I already said it. I've been in here for almost 4 months now, so I really have a great connection with the developers. So I'm just really awesome and excited that he got a chance to come up here and share it. And you did really well, man. You speak better than, I know at first you said you were nervous, but you did an awesome job.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Cinnabon.
Yeah, Seth, thank you so much for sharing. I'm actually checking all the Mandrillz out right now. The assets are really sick. I didn't know that they were hand drawn, but I mean, really, really well done, man. The quality is great. What are some of the traits that are like your favorites? I'm going shopping, but I'm just curious. What are some of the things that you enjoy drawing, or you just liked to come up with?
Don't buy the mushroom ones.
Why not?
Those are my favorite.
I'm looking at one right now. I might buy one. I might buy one just because you said that.
Yeah, the mushroom is his Discord name is Mushroom King Kev, so that's for sure. One of my favorite traits is the 1980s New York subway train. The model which he's holding in his hand. I really like this one. I like the Walkman. Oh man, there's a bunch. Yeah. I don't know the different kinds of spray cans there are, but if I would have to pick one, I would say the New York City subway train. Or for some crazy reason, I got asked a lot to draw a gun, and I came up with a good solution because I'm not that much into guns. So I don't know if you see it right now, but these are my favorites. But because it has this base in this, I don't know, the Warriors movie, and I'm really addicted to graffiti and love it from all of my heart. I think the New York City subway train with the bombing on it.
Awesome.
Sweet. That's awesome. Thank you. And yeah, great job on the space, man. You did a great job for sure.
So I want to thank you, Sep, for coming out and taking your time out of your day and being the first Twitter space. I think you did a great job. Make sure, folks, that you go check out what they're doing over there at Mandrillz. Go to their Discord, follow them all. CNFT Rob being shy down there, didn't want to come up and talk to me. I see how it is, buddy. I got you. I'm just joking.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So yeah, I will just listen now, and thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you, man. Hang out. TCT.
Yo, I'm here. I'm just ready to prepare.
Can you do the Lido minute since he's farming? Is that? Can we?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, definitely. Hold on, let me prepare.
Oh man.
Okay.
This is gonna be great.
Got it. It is this
Hold
time
on,
in the show.
TCT, hold on one sec. Jan, did you have a question for Seth?
Not really. I just want to join the space and say hello to you all. I'm the 3D designer and I make the front-end design from the Mandrillz. And I just want to tell a few words about my thoughts about metaverses. First of all, I think, the idea is really great and may be possible in the future, but not at the moment. So what we are working at is we create assets. The Mandrillz city is really big and really colorful. And we want to have our community in this city. But I don't think a metaverse is possible in the next year or in the next 2 years, maybe in 5 years. So it's our job to create the assets at the moment. Maybe we can fill it together. But at the moment, it's hard, because of the technical. The service must be really powerful to create a metaverse. Even the big companies like Meta don't have the possibility at the moment. So we are really avant-garde, but I like the vision of a metaverse. That's my point of view. What do you think about metaverses?
I'm kind of right there with you. I think that it's something that is in the future where the full-blown metaverse is, right? Like the vision that people vision of the metaverse, I think, is still, like you said, 3 to 5 years away. So I agree a lot with you on that, Jan.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of work at the moment. To work out specifications for this. There aren't any specifications at the moment, so we are really doing an avant-garde job. We will see. But what we can do with the Mandrillz is I work with Blender since 15 years. I started with a 3D construction kit on a C64 Commodore computer. Maybe we got the skills to create clean assets with great textures from Seppo to deliver cool stuff in the future. But at the moment, I think it's hard to promise a fully working metaverse because of the technical specifications.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. We have some examples. I think VR Chat's a good example. Decentraland's even better. Sandbox. I know there are people thinking about this and working towards it, but it's a lot of work. I mean, Vince and Cinny would know best, you know. But hold on, I got really excited. I didn't realize how out of breath I was from spray painting. That's kind of weird. But it is that time in our show today where we do the Lido Minute. Please check out lidonation.com for all the important things going on in Cardano or Catalyst in a simple and easy to understand but factual way in 3 different languages: English, Spanish, and Swahili. Also, please take this time to tweet out the space. We really do appreciate it. And support the Ada Cafe, who supports these shows and everyone in them. Also,
oh my God.
Ada off of the exchanges these and delegate to one of our hardworking stake pools. Hero has a pool. Lido has a pool. TCT does not have a pool. Let's see who else is in it.
Oh my God.
There's a lot of good pools. I don't see any more in here.
So,
oh wait,
That was really good, dude.
for those
I
of you
didn't
that don't know, that was a great interpretation of our friend Lido, who does a great little minute speech during our show every day. He's busy in the office, so I appreciate TCT filling in for him.
And that was your Lido minute for the day.
Oh man, where's Cruz at? Our second guest is Session Cruz. Is he in the house? Session, are you down there? OG, before we get to our next guest, what do you have, sir? Or GC, sorry.
I just wanted to ask about the metaverse games. Like ADA Realm is making a metaverse game. And are you going to have to wait until the metaverse is here to play that game? Or are they going to just be able to plug it in once the metaverse is here?
You would really have to take that to whoever's building it, right? Are they building their own? But you're a ways before there's any metaverse games, in my opinion. I don't know.
Well,
I don't mess around on
well,
Ethereum.
hold on, because we got them on VR, right? We can play VR.
It's you can play VR. So,
but yeah, like linking that to a blockchain and like these things about like all this interoperability. Yeah, it's a ways off. And I think when people talk about metaverse, they're really or at least what I'm talking about is something bigger than that, right? Almost like the internet, but with all these virtual worlds, right, where you can jump between them and bring your assets, right? That's really important for people too. So I think it's bigger than one person just building something. I think it's when we start to see all these different worlds and quote unquote metaverses being built out to where we get these standards and they start becoming interoperable. Assets are interoperable between different platforms.
I agree. Couldn't have said it better. That's why I hired you and don't pay you anything.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Enjoy listening to you guys all the time. Very knowledgeable.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
TCT's memory is quite impressive, I'd have to say.
He knows a lot more about metaverse stuff than me. It's never been anything that I've really researched a lot, right? So, but
I was mostly referring to the minute myself personally, not the metaverse stuff. That was quite impressive.
Yeah, I'm not too hip to it, but I do listen. I do read papers.
I think he breathed in a bunch of that paint and then got that like professional voice on. That was dope.
You hear that?
We got to work on his pace on the way that he said it, because it was a little robotic. Like it didn't flow naturally.
Yeah, I stumbled a little. I couldn't. There's stake pools up here. Where are they at? There's nudes.
I think for a paint-induced Lido minute, that was pretty good.
We'd have to get
credit.
We'd have to get Fuffy's review. That would probably be the end-all be-all.
So Crypto Kev, and then we're going to get to our next guest.
Thank you, Hero. I just wanted to ask, what playlist did you have playing in the back with the spa music?
This is called Chakra Healing. It's, if you search YouTube, raise positive vibrations, music to absorb positive energy, let go of negativity.
Chakra Healing. Got it. Thank you very much, Hero. Thank you, everybody, for hosting the Mandrillz.
Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you guys. And that's just so that whenever somebody comes up here and they're trying to pull a scam, I don't go crazy on them. So I have my meditation music on. So I don't have to worry about that today, though. But I'm just trying to be nice and calm because I'm about to get hyped for our next guest. who has some catalyst proposals. He was involved in Fund 7, going to be involved in Fund 8. What he's doing for some people with music and working with the music people in Cardano, I think, is amazing. So I'll just let Session take over.
What's going on, guys? Can you hear me, first of all? Make sure that. Perfect. Well, thank you guys, Cardano Over Coffee, for giving me the space to speak. And I guess I'll just get right into it. What's up, TCT? What's up, Kyd Juse, hero? All right. So me and my team were building a decentralized music platform on Cardano. Oh, by the way, damn, I forgot to mention this. If you hear beeps in the background, I'm in the hospital. So yeah. So just ignore it.
Are you okay?
All right.
And is everybody that you care about okay?
Last year I suffered kidney failure, and now I have to do dialysis 3 times a week. It hasn't diminished my spirit, enthusiasm, or passion, or the energy for anything I do, but I have to sit in this chair for 4 hours 3 times a week. So it's a challenge for sure.
Get on you, bro. Get on you.
No, for sure. Thank you. So anyway, so here we go. Here's my spiel. So I have a Project Catalyst proposal, and I propose that we build a decentralized music platform on Cardano. So the macro goal is to build a suite of tools that will help music easily onboard to Web3 via Cardano. So examples of these tools will be like minting and selling music NFTs, social tokens, event ticketing, etc., all from one platform. So the first tool we're going to build is music streaming, right? So that musicians can offer their music streaming direct to consumer. So it'll work like a jukebox. Pay a token, play a song, with all royalties auto-distributed to all the contributors of that song directly, right? So it's this idea of eliminating middlemen out of the infrastructure of the business of music by automating these royalties. That is the major innovation, right? There's no middleman paying artists, being the middleman, right? Artists can get paid directly from their supporters. From this capacity, from this automated royalties capacity, you can now connect the music to all sorts of digital spaces. So the metaverse, social networks like TikTok that use music on their videos, right? We can create a pipeline that allows these rights holders of the music to get paid whenever their song is used in these spaces. I mean, for example, the metaverse would be kind of boring if I can't listen to popular music in a virtual nightclub. You feel me? Like you need that infrastructure that accounts for the royalties that need to be paid to the musicians who made the music that is being played in this virtual space. I believe this can become a huge utility for you musicians, thus an influx of new users to Cardano. This influx in users will increase the value of Cardano and thus would benefit the entire community. So again, I have a Project Catalyst proposal, and I believe I make a compelling case for luring the biggest music companies and artists in the world to Cardano via this platform, right? By managing their catalog via this platform. So we've already built a proof of concept of this jukebox thanks to my Gimbal Labs team. You can see it. You can see the proof of concept in my proposal and on my Twitter feed. One final point, speaking of Gimbal Labs, I've been learning a lot from them about the concept of building this platform in a decentralized fashion, where all contributors will own shares in the protocol we build together. I hope we can build a bridge between this work and the work that ADAO is doing as well. So I've reached out to ADAO, TCT, Quasar, to figure that out too. I'm very interested in exploring how we can maybe set up a DAO to build this in a decentralized. I have no interest in being the CEO of this thing. My motivation for even thinking of this is because I knew that once it was built, that I can sell this thing. to my major label contacts. Now, it's not the only ones that I've gotten some criticism about, and I guess I should end it. I'm going off the script now, but I've heard some criticism about my focus on major labels, but I want to underscore that this platform is for all musicians, right? If you want to create your own record label, then you can use these tools to do just that, right? But my strategy, my personal strategy, is once this platform is built, that I can then get major labels involved, because who doesn't want to now control the catalog of their entire of their music catalog, right? And that's what this platform provides to both the major and the independent artists. I'll shut up and take any questions.
Well, I think Dana has the first question.
Good morning, everybody. Session, hello. I have a few questions, actually. I know we've spoke before, but because you just gave another really nice explanation, I just want to clarify. So 2 questions. The first is, if this is being targeted for both major labels and for the independent artist who wants to become his own label, is there going to be, like, say a label comes to you and says, oh my gosh, I love your platform, I want to buy it, and I'd like to buy it outright with exclusive rights. Is that going to be something that you are not going to allow for one major label, or are you going to entertain offers of that nature? Or are you going to say, hey, you can purchase this suite of tools, or you can have access to the site, but it is a non-exclusive right? That's my first question.
It's a good question, man. First of all, good morning, Dana. What's up? If a major label wanted to buy it, could they even buy an open protocol? I'm not even sure that they could.
So may I step real quick?
Go ahead, TCT. Yep, go ahead.
Because, I've talked to you about it. You've been around yelling about this for a while now.
Right.
And I think Dana's question is a really good one, and it relates to what you just said. Like, how do you actually build something like this where, a major company can't take it over, right? If it becomes so valuable to where these major companies would want to buy it, and it very well could, how do you ensure that doesn't happen? And the only way to do that is to make sure it's controlled by a DAO, right? Like a real DAO, like a decentralized way. So, and it's going to take a ton of money. I'm sure. How much are you asking for it? I forgot exactly.
$100,000 to start, and I know that's not even enough.
So it would have to be an ongoing project, right? And you would have to be able to fund it in a way. Catalyst would be great to first pay for the development of it, right? Like, get people, real Cardano developers, multiples, right? Like, you have DZ, you have other groups, you have ADAO, you have Gimbal Labs. Like, get all these development groups to not only build it out, but now own parts of it, right? So once it is developed, it can now have substantial revenue streams going back to, like, the maintenance of that. And it would take a lot for all these different decentralized organizations to actually be willing to all sell their shares to one single company.
And to add to that, if a major label really wanted to, I don't think it's necessary for them to own it, but if they did, maybe we could build their own, like an intranet, right? Like their own little part of it, or their own little ecosystem. But I would want this platform I'm proposing, I want to keep it open. And I think a DAO wouldn't even allow, like TCT said, allow that to happen. And that's fine with me. I don't want to make the decisions here after a certain point. I think in the very beginning, too many chefs or too many cooks in the kitchen could be a detriment to the project. So, that's where we'll keep the team small and kind of build out until the point where we can, over time get, include more and more people, and where it's a true DAO run by I foresee music executives, artists, investors, builders, fans, all part of the DAO, right? So yeah.
Dana, go ahead with your follow-up question.
Oh no, well, yes. So I do have another question, but I like that. I like that session. It almost becomes like metaphorically like a music CRM system that you kind of license out if you're doing like their own intranet things. That would be kind of cool to offer that. My second question is in regards to making sure that the royalties get split between the music creators. I mean, as you know, and any musician or music creator in the room knows, is that obviously royalties traditionally in music are split between a lot of people who create the music, not just even if labels are not involved. So the way that music works is that there is a writer and a producer. And if you have $1 worth of money that has been made off of that song, 50%, 50 cents goes to the writing arm, 50 cents goes to the producing arm. So I know that I just learned this because, trying to understand the back end of, NFTs and how royalties are automatically sent. Right now, my understanding is the capabilities of the royalty mechanisms are only allowing one person to receive or to act as the artist / creator owner of that NFT for royalties. So the royalty would only be funneled to one person. Are you creating or innovating a mechanism that actually is allowing a royalty mechanism inside of an NFT to be split? Or are you
Yes.
doing like tokens for each song?
Nope. The first one.
How are you doing that?
So you'll look at our proof of concept and you'll see it right. It's already working where tokens are used to play a song, and then it's on testnet though. And on the back end, you'll see those tokens redistributed to 3 different wallets. Your quote unquote song collaborators, your singer, your songwriter, your producer, whoever you want those 3 entities to be. And that's just a basic proof of concept meant to explain this idea to the layman, to the music executive. Gimbal Labs built this for me with the vision that I had to walk into any music executive and explain this idea by playing that proof of concept, right? But so it's already happening.
That's amazing. And I mean, I think that this is something, because I did watch your video of the little proof of concept, because I did look at your catalyst proposal and review. I took a glimpse at it. I don't think I was able to push submit on my assessment before I fell asleep on my computer when the assessments were closing that night. But I did take a look at your video. I thought it was really cool. I think that element within what you're doing is a whole like business in itself, because that can be translated into so many different things. Like even for us, like with our back end of trying, like I would love to have royalties being able to be split between a couple different people, but I didn't know that was possible. So I would love to understand more about that.
So it's very possible on platform or even a layer 2 or anything, right? When you want to be careful, like you can't enforce on the layer 1, right? The layer 1 has to be like, can't enforce these rules, but you can easily create a platform like any of the marketplaces, right? And they can choose to honor anything they want.
Interesting. Thank you guys for the information. Good luck session. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Dana, and you as well. I can't wait to watch that movie.
Yeah, and you better check your wallet, because I think something dropped in there a few days ago.
Yeah, check your wallet, man. What's wrong with you? You're like me. So people were like, I airdropped you something. I'd be like, I didn't see it. Sorry.
She's awesome like that too, man. I absolutely freaking love her.
Hero, I think you have something in your wallet too.
See?
Yeah, baby.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm excited. Matthew, I think you had the next question.
Yeah, I guess with the question, when you think about how much the royalty structure is on places like Spotify and Pandora, and how that is basically like $1.30 per 100 streams, or is it 1,000 streams? Yeah, how do you work through the dust and transaction fees to get these tokens through the system to be able to play music at an affordable cost to the, to the token user?
So we want to batch transactions, right? So we'll need a side chain to track every single play instance, and we will allow artists to set a threshold. So let's say they want to get paid every $1,000 they make, or they will have to, right? They literally can't get paid every stream because a transaction fee won't allow that, right? So we would batch the transactions, and then artists would get paid after they reach a certain threshold. So an artist, maybe a smaller time artist, might seek to get paid every $1,000. A major label probably would seek to get paid every $100,000, right? The more you can wait, the less the transaction fees are relative to how much you're making against it, right? For the user, when you're buying tokens, play tokens, let's call them, and so you're exchanging your fiat or your ADA for these play tokens. So we already have the artist's future earnings sitting in a smart contract already. You're just playing with tokens to play the songs, right? And these tokens will be used to account for which songs are played on a side chain, right? Off chain. Once they hit those thresholds, then we will take the money that we already have in the smart contract and pay out accordingly. So that's kind of how we envision it would work. I hope that answered your question.
Kinda, I guess. I guess the question that I have is, if I'm going to use the service as a jukebox and buy tokens and then send them to a contract, that transportation itself is going to be more than I would pay for an hours of listening on Spotify, or at least more than like the royalty gas is in that whole system. So how does that work from the listener's perspective?
Yeah, if you built it on the side chain, like I said, it could be whatever you want. Look at action fees on Milk Omina right now.
And you could stake those tokens, from what I understand, right? So that's how. So it's not literally even you sending each token. And we're also looking at Hydra as a solution as well, so that we can kind of get it back to on chain, right? But from what I understand, you'd stake those tokens, so you wouldn't be able to move them at that point. And so that's how. So that would circumvent us actually, you literally having to send each token individually, from what I understand. Also, let me also get a little deeper about the Spotify part, because you mentioned it twice. Spotify, I think this is mind blowing, and I make this case in my proposal. But Spotify, on average, pays 0.003, or a third of a penny, per play to artists on average, and so it's $9.99 to monthly subscription. Well, there was a study done, and it also the work, it's cited on my proposal, like the link to the study, and it showed that the global music streaming listener on average listens to about 320 songs a month. Now, if you did the math on that, 320 songs multiplied by 0.003, if you could pay the artist directly, and that means that you're paying $9.99 a month to listen to about 96 cents worth of music. And so That's pretty compelling a case for paying per stream, especially if you can directly support the artist instead of this infrastructure, this extractive infrastructure that has no longer serves a purpose. In Web 2 context, it did, but in Web 3, it does not. And again, doing the math, the artist, by the way, the artist can dictate the price per stream. That's another thing that is that grinds my gears about Spotify's and other, is that they determine the price for music that they did not help to create. Right? They tell the artist what they get paid, and that's BS. And so the artist can, with using our platform, triple the cost of that stream to a penny, and still the artists on average are paying $3.20 using the same math. So they pay less while paying the artist more. And that is, I think, very compelling.
Oh man, the passion I hear bleeding out of you, I love it.
Yeah, and I want to say, I think that what you just said, Session, is also going to be something that starts once people start understanding the platform and what it does, and especially if you have great marketing in place, like this is going to make people kind of come over to your platform, and they're going to help promote it, because there's some artists that I know won't even put their music out on certain platforms because of those reasons. So yeah, you can go on Spotify and do it really cheap, but if you can't even hear the certain music that you want to hear on there anymore, then it doesn't really matter. So I think this is a very compelling way for artists to start utilizing the platform and help you market it organically.
GC has had his hand up down there for like 12 epochs.
Thank you, buddy. About the aftermarket transactions for the royalties, Crypto Heats from ADA Army is doing that now. I wonder if that's the same thing that Dana's talking about, where the royalties are split between the team and the actual minter. I know Adam Dean does it like that beforehand, like he's doing our mint now, and we can separate 10% to the community wallet. He gets his percentage, then each team member gets their percentage for each NFT that is minted.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
definitely
the same thing?
It's definitely doable, because I know several people who are doing it. But yeah, that's kind of what Sessions is talking about. So I have no idea who is next. So I'm going to go.
It was TCT, but I'll just thank you to say thank you to the session. I'll drop back down as listener. But so I think my misunderstanding was that you don't drop a dime every time you want to hear a song. You pay for a lot of tokens, put it in the pot, and listen at your leisure, and then it goes out to the artist. So that's
correct.
Good.
Correct.
Did you guys abbreviate this yet?
I don't know what you're saying, Pyro, but there's other hands up. You got to wait your turn, man. Kyd Juse.
TCT was first.
Well, I want to go with you, man.
Okay. My dog. Two things.
Oh, he really cut me off.
Darn it.
I love it. Listen, if we still had the same emojis, I'd make it rock, paper, scissors. But
no, after you, good sir.
Hey, Kyd Juse sold out yesterday, so I think he should go first.
Dude, awesome, bro.
So yeah, Sesh, man, like, so I'm gonna just make the ask for Sesh. So like, anyone want to help and build the front end landing page? That would be wonderful. That would be amazing. Like yesterday, you know what I'm saying? So like that'd be great, so we can start like, just the front end landing page. So if anyone wants to like DM Session, me, anyone, will direct that and just help make that happen. And then Dana, thank you so much. Everyone, hey, you all check your wallets. You guys take a moment, check your wallets, sit, listen, and enjoy, because there's wild Mustangs in the snow. It's a very, very beautiful experience. So Dana, thank you very much for sending us all that gift. And that's all I had to say. TCT, man. Sorry, dog.
No. I'm glad you went first, because yeah, like I was gonna say, it's hard. I think even talking about it as just like a platform is wrong, right? It's like, because you're right. If it's just another platform, it's going to have the same issues as existing platforms. So it really does have to be something where it is owned by not only the people building it, but the people using it and creating on it. So yeah, I think you guys are doing it right by using the community around you, right, to build and then secure it. So yeah, good for you guys.
Definitely, man. Like, I was even thinking, is this, maybe I'm not calling it the right thing. Is this really more like a layer 2 music protocol, right? Is that fair to describe it that way, maybe? Or
If I can almost, I would say that literally, yes, potentially, but I would say more so literally, in that as the independent artist myself, I'm layering of a layer 1 layer foundation of principles, you feel me, that are built on my intellectual property rights, and my, without the streaming platform, I'm operating in a sense of, I'm providing leases and or sync licensing, right, to where I'm still getting my returns. So I'm still building that foundation, you feel me? So everything that what even the juice the juice ticket represents, is that foundation for independent artists, you know what I'm saying, what that looks like. So that boom, I would consider anything like that, so now boom, NFTs, boom, tickets, blah 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 blah, right, merch, boom, that's layer 1. I'm literally verbatim, kind of putting it like that, to when I'm even operationally, because the streams is just one avenue of revenue, you know what I'm saying, that's not I would love it to be, but yet and still, it's still not the main source of revenue for independent artists. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
So
glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought, because I want to make it real for you, Kyd Juse. You're selling these NFTs, and I envision in the next phase, when we're allowing artists, or we're empowering artists to mint their own NFTs, that we can bring back the idea of the album sale, right? Where hardcore fans can buy your NFT, and it works like an album, and so when they connect their music player to your website, the system reads that you own the album and thus grants you access to stream the music without paying anything additional because you bought the album. So now you have this idea where hardcore fans can support you deeper, while more casual fans who didn't buy the NFT can still continue to pay per stream. So now you have 2 revenue streams, right? The NFT sales and then the music streaming. You don't just have to choose one or the other. And so that's what I'm saying. And these additional tools are not even tools that I'm proposing that we build. This is for the community, for others to see what we're building and build on top of, right? Like I said, the social tokens, event ticketing, NFT marketplaces. I mean, bro, there's this one vision I have where, a sample market where if you wanted to sample Aretha Franklin, for example, right? You can. There's a sample marketplace where you can grab that sample that you want, and embedded in it is the royalty rate that song commands, and you can kind of slot it in to the NFT so that it has. Like the artist, producer, songwriter Aretha Franklin, right? And so when you upload the song into our repository, the instructions for how to pay for that sample are embedded.
Sorry.
Yeah. landing page. So the landing page.
Right. Anyway, oh yeah. So I was going off on a tangent anyway. So you probably just reined me in, Hero. I could have kept babbling. But
I was going to
but
rein
yeah,
you in,
landing
but I
page.
didn't want to rein you in that way. I didn't mean to do that, truthfully, but I was getting to. So I guess it worked one way or the other. I just got to get to these questions. I just want to make sure that because Sidney had his hand up, and then I think he got tired and he laid it down. But CMOS was first.
NFT Maker Pro has had multiple payout wallets for minting for a while, and for secondary sales, I'm not 100% positive, but I thought that the CIP30 standard allowed you to code multiple wallets and multiple percentages for secondary markets.
I'm pretty sure you're right, sir.
You're right, CMOS.
But we need layer 2 secured by multiple DAOs running this amazing ecosystem.
It would be considered a protocol, I think, once you get to the point where other people can go off and make their own player websites, but they have to interact with your sidechain to serve their customers.
Yep. Sidney, did you want to ask a question, sir?
I guess more kind of like, I'm curious as to where the play is with the major labels, because I see this just being super successful outside of the realm and decentralized from the like the major label kind of scene. I know that's like where a lot of money is, and you know, that's where the exposure is and that's where the artists are. But for me, what resonates with this project a lot, Session, is the like retention of IP, the, you know, the exchange of ones and zeros to allow a lot of this stuff that should be happening within the music scene for decades now. It's like it's finally possible. I guess I'm just kind of curious as to what you're going to venture in with the like major record labels there. But yeah, great project, man. It was great listening to you talk about.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So, how do I approach this?
Can I answer it for you, Sesh?
Go ahead.
All right. So me, even like Cindy, like me, even as like an independent artist, like the scale up for me as an independent artist, I'm gonna like, we have like Disguise, you know, he has his own independent label, you know, and so it's like supporting independent artists. And so the tool is really for the independent label, you know, to support independent artists and like to scale then up to become, you know, all the way on up to then, you know, major labels. But that's like inherently where like what, you know, yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking, more along the lines, because this to me seems like it would like if you're giving more money and more share, right? Like Dana was talking about, you know, $1 goes to XYZ, the label gets a lot of that cut, right? And a lot of times these labels also will retain the masters, and this is kind of a problem that has existed and has held a lot of people back. But what I hear this solving is kind of circumventing that whole mechanism and putting money into the people who are creating the art. And that's just kind of a point I guess I just wanted clarification on. So
Right.
Session, if you have anything to add to that.
Yeah, I do. So the record label provides a service. They help artists get to the next level.
Promo, right? Yeah.
Right.
right.
Madonna, Eminem, these type of people needed the support of an entire army behind them in order to get where they wanted to get. Now, it is not, my goal isn't to make the decision for the artist. It is up to the artist to decide what they want to do. Do they want to sign that major label and sign away their masters and do all this stuff in order to get where they want to go? Or do they want to do it independently and you know, blood, sweat, and tears and all that? I mean, it's a hard road, right? And it's one that I find many music blockchain startups underestimating. Like, oh, artists can now be their own boss. What if the artist doesn't want to be the marketing professional, the account accountant, the legal. What if they don't want to do that, right? And so it's about making allowing artists to make their own choice. Now, what this platform does do is provide greater transparency so that artists can better negotiate those deals, right? That's where I feel like the legacy music infrastructure is so convoluted and confusing that some artists, I mean, first of all, they get paid
Like
every
they don't
6
even know
months.
how to. They
They don't
know how to
even
like
know where the
navigate
money's
it, right?
coming from. Exactly. They don't even
Right.
know where the money's
Right.
coming from to even negotiate against that. Well, now they can see everything clearly because it's on the blockchain, it's on chain, and then they can better negotiate those deals. That's what I'm saying, you know. But yeah, record labels do have a purpose, and I push back on anybody that says that artists can do it without them. No way. Yes, you have you have instances of Little Nas X blowing the fuck up off the one song, but that's not repeatable. You know,
No,
going
right. No,
viral is not
the viral
scalable or
shit.
repeatable.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's really great to hear you kind of touch on the educational tools as well, right? Because that's what everybody misses out on. It's like the opportunity can literally be there in front of them. I'm gonna be real, man. You've been in the space for a minute, and I wasn't like sold on it for a minute, but like to have you put in all this work, bro, like
Thank
props to
you.
you, dude. This is like honestly, I'm really passionate about this kind of work too. So props to you, dude. Like well
Spread the
done.
good word, Sage.
I hope you get the fucking I hope you get the proposal like funded. Fuck yeah, this is gonna be sick.
My passion is fed by the fact that this shit is a fucking no-brainer and inevitable as hell. So let's do it first before someone else does. I make that in my proposal too. I want to build this on Cardano. Like I really came to Cardano. Now I got to talk about this, right? When I first came up with this idea in August, it just first dawned on me what the promise of Web3 even is, right? And then my friend became the CEO of Def Jam, right? I've known him for 20 years, and he became the fucking CEO of Def Jam, and so it just became more doable to do this, right? To do this idea, and then I went down which blockchain do I choose? And I first was exposed to Cardano from the TED Talk, right? I love what Charles said there. And then I binge watched the entire 5 hours Lex Friedman interview, right? This guy was legit serious, and I loved what he wanted to bring to the world, the philosophy. This bank the unbanked, connect the unconnected. For me, it was never about the money. Never, and I don't care about that. I care about building cool shit. And Cardano allows me to do that while I don't know, baby. We're the good guys, I feel, right? And so anyway, let me wrap this up. Let me wrap this rant up. So I knew that I needed developers to build this thing. I'm a music guy, right? And so I started getting to know people, starting with Gimbal Labs, or I'm actually missing their call, but starting with Gimbal Labs, and I learned so much. I learn every week from these guys. I love Gimbal Labs. I love James. I love these guys, and I've been doing it since September. Making friends, shaking hands, because I knew I needed developers. But what ended up happening is I ended up loving this shit. I'm being transformed as a person. I feel like I'm becoming nicer because I'm forced to now collaborate with a community of people versus just me being the lone wolf, right? And so it's changing me. It's literally transforming who I am as a person, and it puts the goosebumps on the back of my neck, anyway. And now I'm ranting. Let me
Listen,
chill.
I'm glad.
listen.
I'm glad you're grounded in reality in your approach as far as like where you want to scale into your project. I love your passion. I hope we can talk more. But yeah, great to hear from you, dude.
Listen, the passion just bleeds out of it. I'm sorry, the last 3 hands that are up, if we can just try to session, if you could try to make it as quick as you can, because we have a special news section on this show today, and we have a special guest here to do it, and I don't want to be disrespectful of their time. So Alex, you were first, and then Ada Bookworm, and then Blockjock.
All right, let's go.
Alex.
Alexis.
So sorry, guys. I just in the car. I just wanted to say this is huge. As you all understand, with tech and trying to onboard everyone. Before the iPhone was the iPod, and that's because the audience was there for the music. Now the tech. So I'm super stoked for this. And the fact that you guys are going to bring a new spin to this, to bring the audience with the chance of try to buy some like NFT artwork to be able to play streams, that is unique. So I think that's going to bring a huge wave of being able to onboard a new audience to ADA. So that's all I have. Thanks.
Thanks, man. Make sure you go out and vote for it. Make sure you're registered to vote. ADA Bookworm.
Yeah, I was just, it's a very exciting idea. I was wondering where in the process you are, if this is purely conceptual at this point, or if you have developers working on things right now.
Yes, we have a group of Cardano developers. I mean, these Gimbal Labs, if you haven't heard of them, they are well known in the
Amazing.
Cardano they're well known in the Cardano community. They've already contribute all the time. And not only do they contribute with tech, but they educate. I've learned so much from these guys. So they're also educating, and they have courses for developers who want to learn Haskell, and so they teach them. So I have access to a rotating door of developers who are learning Haskell, and so James's philosophy is to teach these guys by doing, like learn by doing. And what better way to learn than on a project that might excite you as a student, right? That you can learn and build at the same time. Something amazing, right? Not just some boring thing, a calculator.
and you also have a developed product out there already, right? And where can
Oh,
people...
that's great. Thank you, Hero. Yeah, and also we have a proof of concept, so you can actually see a really rough demo of how the proposed platform will work. It's on my Twitter, and it's on the Project Catalyst page. And Kyd Juse alluded to it, where it looks ugly right now, but we're going to put a little skin on it to make it look pretty, and then put it on this landing page, hopefully by April 14th, to show progress, right? That we're always constantly working, even without the funding. Even though I failed in Fund 6 and I failed in Fund 7, here I am in Fund A, building. And so to have this landing page not only shows progress, but also shows the proof of concept. It shows our capability, right? Anyway, shut up.
Great answer.
Real quick. Yeah, that I didn't care much about this project in the beginning either, because like you said, everybody's trying to do something like this, right? Why I care about it is because it is not going to work unless it's built like this, right? It's not going to get right unless you use the power of not only the developer community, but the creator, everything, right? So yeah, mad props. Definitely get support from me.
Block Jock and then CMOS, and then we're going to get to our special news section of the show.
Sessions, man, from our interactions over time, you provide that energy that in some cases I hadn't felt for a while since I was in a band and on stage, and all of that entails with the grind, because I also promoted that band, and it's a fucking pain in the ass, and you are making it to where those who would struggle to be heard but are extraordinarily talented can now possibly be heard. And I, for one, applaud you for that. And I'm excited for where you're going with this. And sometimes other people might have a similar project, but what's important to remember for anybody who's listening is that who is putting their energy behind that project. So with Sessions, you're going to get 110% at all times. And I personally am 110% behind you, man. Thanks, dude.
Even when the dude's getting fucking kidney dialysis, right?
Which is nuts to think about, man. He's like on top of it, dude. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Way to go, bro.
Simos, go ahead, sir.
What does Gimbal Labs want from you for making this?
They have asked for nothing. This is mind-blowing. They have asked for nothing in return. Now, which makes me want to...
They're gonna make you a multi-million-dollar business and then hand it over to you for free.
Bro, I want to give. I don't know. We're talking about tokenomics now, and yes, I have a burning desire now to return this energy that I'm receiving from them by not only giving them, tokens for themselves on a personal level, but to support what Gimbal Labs is doing as a whole, right? To continue to educate other developers to build other projects just like mine. I want to pay it forward, right? So while we haven't discussed what exact the tokenomics are going to be, bro, they're going to get whatever they want.
That scares me. Don't say that. They can't get whatever they want, Session.
Landing page.
Listen, Kyd Juse needs a landing page, so if there's any developers out there that are looking to help them. Lido.
Just super quickly, Gimbal Lab was funded to do what they're doing in Fund 6 for $44,000, and then they received cursory funding to do something similar also in Fund 6 for $27,000. So we paid them to facilitate like a live coding environment. So they're not building it; they're just creating an environment where devs can come and code together and like learn from each other and ask questions and stuff like that. But there's not a Gimbal Lab dev team.
So they'll allow for open sourcing then, right, on all that stuff, which is really the key.
And again, they're not controlling any of this. It's not their code. They literally just hold the room and answer questions and like learn through this stuff and like help people learn Haskell and things like that. And then they make those videos. But all the things that's being built, those teams are being formed. They own the code. Session's gonna own the code. Like, Gimbal Lab is not building anything for him. And the people in those rooms are now like Gimbal Labs employees, right? They're just facilitating that work environment for people who wants to practice, who wants a real project to learn Haskell.
Kind of like ADAL for DAOs. Nice.
Yeah, kind of like ADAL. Listen, we have a special guest here today. So did you have a question for Session's special guest before we get to your special section?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you for calling me special guest all this time, even though there's nothing special with me. Second of all, I have no clue about what Session was talking about, but it does sound a little bit weird. But again, I will support the hell out of you, man, because of the energy that you had and the way that you were talking. So I will definitely support your project there because of the energy that you had, and only I'm not too sure the whole thought process behind it, but your energy was amazing, man. So pineapple or not? That's my first question on this audience here. I know Hero's answer.
Pineapple.
Pineapple if it comes with ham. It can't be pineapple by itself.
Listen, before we get into this next sessions, just where can people go view your proposal? Where can they find out more? How can they reach out to you?
Thank you. So hit me up on Twitter, session_Cruz. You see it. Pinned is a link to my proof of concept, and in that proof of concept, you'll also see a link. In the description, in the video description, you'll see a link to the Project Catalyst proposal. And yeah, check me out. Hit me up if you have any questions or if you want to contribute or whatever it is. We're here. Thank you so much for Cardano Over Coffee as well. And shout out to TCT, Kyd Juse, Irie, Reina, all y'all holding me down. Dana, what's up?
Appreciate you, Session. Appreciate all the hard work you put in. I have a feeling that all this ground from them other two previous Catalyst proposals may pay off for you. You have my support, so you got my vote. You had it last time too.
It definitely made me better. It definitely sharpened the hell out of my blade, for sure.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us during your appointment too, man. That's dedication and inspiring as fuck. So appreciate it.
Yeah. So our special guest is an amazing chef, and he wants to know if there's pineapple goes on pizza or not. And let me tell you, if you answer wrong, I don't know if you'll be allowed back. No, I'm kidding. You're allowed to have an opinion. This is a dictatorship, and I am a dick, but I'm not that much of a dick.
The real question is, are your taste buds refined enough to handle sweet and savory at the same time? Or is that too much for you?
That's the question. That's the right question. Yes.
I think you're right, Cindy. I don't think people are ready for all that.
Thank you, Chef.
So it's just real funny. I just wanted to say really quick. 5-6 months ago, nobody would have any food, and no one would see food on their news feed on the on Twitter. And now you'll see everybody posting their lunches, their dinners, having fights and debates about food, and it's just amazing to see how far we've grown, and now we have so many different things to talk about, and not just the Daedalus wallet that is just so slow. So it's just funny to see, that there's different things to talk about, and not just have a serious conversation about CIPs and whatnot, which are very, very important. Don't get me wrong.
Well, I think as a community, you have to have fun, right? Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do this every day for the last 11 months or however long it's been. I don't even know at this point, without having some fun with this community. I think some of the people in this community are very lighthearted and like to have fun. Now, you said the magic word, food. I like breakfast food. You got any good breakfast recipes for me?
Oh fuck, man, yeah. So all the things that you see, like they're literally coming out of. We have 3 food trucks that we all work on, and we work in the filming industry here in Vancouver. So we just have to go wherever the location is, wherever they're shooting and whatnot. It's very hardcore. There's a lot of people that just see the food, but there's so many more things behind it. You have to set everything up. Sometimes we're in mud pits, like literally on Friday, for example, we were in a farm because we had to shoot where, with horses and whatnot, scenes like that. And we were literally in mud pits trying to cook and do things. Like, it's crazy sometimes. People don't see that. But yeah, it's definitely hardcore. Cinnamon has a slight idea of how that looks like, because I know he is a cook, and he does know some things about the filming industry. Yeah, it's kind of tough, but pastries are my life, man. That's what I do. I love doing that. Obviously, I cook everything else as well, but that's my passion. That's why you see them all the time.
That's awesome.
Are you a big fan? Or I just wanted to ask: is he a big fan of Cedric Rollet, the baker?
Oh, you can't imagine. I got yes, but like I started off like I went to cooking school in Greece. It's 2 years culinary and 2 years baking pastries. But yeah, all of my influencers were from Europe, 100%.
I don't know, but you post these pictures of this food, and then I got to go down and try to cook something, and oh boy, does it! Yeah, it don't work out, chef.
So my whole argument here with Hero was that he has a morning show without a cooking segment. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you, man?
Yeah, what morning show doesn't have a cooking segment? So chef is here to cure our cooking needs.
I know we have Carabando down there. He wants to say something, I think. Should we give him the mic?
Yeah, we could let Cardano speak.
Morning, everybody. Ticanis, chef.
Kalimera.
Kalimera. I wanted to ask about the food trucks. I didn't know you had 3 food trucks. That's awesome. Can you tell me a little about, or tell us a little about those?
Yes, I've actually been wanting to take a video of everything and show you guys how things are on the backstage, behind the scenes kind of thing. So it's the kitchen truck that we have that has, you know, the D-Speed. It has ovens, 8 burners inside, 2 double stack ovens, and it has 3 prep stations inside. And then we have the 2 support cube vans. They both have walk-in coolers inside, and they also have 2 prep stations with dry storage and 2 double stack ovens as well. But we also have like 2-3 burners that we kind of assemble and deassemble as we go. And we also have 2 barbecues on wheels, huge ones. And we also have 2 big grills, like flat tops, that I do all my breakfast on wheels. Everything is on wheels.
You should definitely do a behind the scenes segment though. That would be awesome because like your food is
Yeah,
always
yeah.
perfect.
I've been meaning to do
Yeah.
that, and actually, I've been meaning to put a camera. I've already talked to the production, and they're cool with that. Put a camera when I do my breakfast, and actually do even live streaming with that. Like it's super cool. It's super cool. You guys should see how things are done. It's like so different from everything else that you've seen. And then you see you're in the mud, and then you see, for example, I don't know, you see Steve Carell coming down asking for his eggs and shit like that. Like it's super cool for sure.
Yeah, that's a reality TV show. I think. I think that goes beyond blockchain. That needs to be. We need to produce this.
I'll produce something with PK down there at some point. I know that.
Yeah, let's go, PK. Get on the ball. Chef needs you.
So what's your favorite food here? Let's hear some opinions.
Favorite food.
Right now, my favorite food's muesli, I think.
Milk. I'm not lactose intolerant right now, Chef. If I like lobster tail, man. Lobster tail.
Oh, bro, lobster tail. If you go, I was in Greece last summer, and I went to this island that they would actually, you go to that small fish village with like 5 little houses that you could actually go order say, okay, I'll be back in 3 hours, and I would like 3 lobsters, and then you would go there. You would go back and you would have the lobsters alive kind of thing on your table. Like it's amazing. Yeah, lobster is 100%.
Yeah, lobsters probably would be my first choice. My second choice would be a crab cake from the pier in Baltimore. I love the crab cakes in Baltimore.
What about you, Cinnamon?
Honestly, some like really nice pasta with like a really nice pasta sauce. Something simple, you know, a good butter basted like ribeye or something like that, probably.
I know it's kind of off the topic, but I saw that you moved closer. Like, did you come like Central America now? Is that where you are?
Well, I don't know if Central America is the right term for it. I'm definitely not in
I
like
mean, Central States.
yes, yeah. Yeah, no,
Not Central
I'm
America.
just messing with you. I'm in Texas. I'm in Dallas now. Yeah, living with Vince of 100x Stake Pool and Riley, who is one of the devs of ADAO. So we're building our little Cardano collective down here. It's been great so far, aside from the tornado warning the other day.
That's so cool to be able to connect with others and just live all together. That's so cool. I'm so jealous.
Yeah, it like the timing worked out. You know, a lot of projects just are kind of coalescing right now. It's been a lot of fun. I'm learning a lot from, you know, Riley is a incredibly talented dev, and Vince is like a genius entrepreneur businessman. So I'm just learning a lot and enjoying the ride, man. Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting year, I think, but I'm just happy and grateful surrounding myself with people smarter than myself. It's a good time.
So, Chef, what we're gonna give you a last little bit here to wrap up the show. What do you got going on? What do you see yourself in 6 months?
Oh, that's a good question. Hopefully working less in my real job. That would be nice. Uh, 5 days a week, 16 hours a day. It's kind of rough. But yeah, I mean, we're doing a lot of fun stuff with the pool and whatnot. We've started with our delegators. We started the Ceph DAO. That's a funny little project that all of the delegators actually starting and putting all together, and I just help them with whatever I can, funding and whatnot. So that's something interesting that we slowly put together, and at some point, hopefully, will be bigger. And then the most exciting thing that I have actually is the Earth Node side of things with World Mobile. I just can't wait for this to actually go live and get our node on mainnet.
Me and you are going to be fighting over those transactions. You know that, right?
Yeah. You know what? It's going to be so exciting. I cannot wait to have another, another kind of, how to say it, another project to work on and another community to be involved with. And even though I feel World Mobile community and Cardano community are pretty much one, same community within the community kind of thing. And so, yeah, that's something really big that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to help building both communities, because I think both of them go hand in hand, right? You can't unbank the unbanked without providing them with some kind of way to unbank them, right? And that's where World Mobile Token steps in, and it's exciting future.
Yeah, for sure. And I just wanted to say thank you, man, for having me on, even for this, for the little while. It was fun to be on here and finally not working, so I can actually be able to be here and speak for a while.
Well, next time you come back, here's the deal. You can come back anytime you want. They're open invitation for chef. However, there must be some type of recipe involved that you have to share with us and make it a true cooking session.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. And for sure, I can actually have an even live streaming while we talk and somehow be able to actually showcase what we're talking about at the same time.
Awesome. Let's figure that out. We'll get it done. It would be exciting because we're a coffee show. We need some pastries. Like, I need some pastries in my life, chef.
Pastries, cookies, and donuts are coming on.
Cinnamon buns. How about some cacio?
Cinnamon buns.
I'd go for some cacio de pepe, man. Always good.
So, I got a real question for people here, food related. Before I let you go, I have seen people put ketchup in their chicken noodle soup. Has anybody else ever seen this?
Nah, man. What?
Yeah.
Why the fuck would somebody do that? What do you need the ketchup for?
So I have seen this, but here's the funny part, right? That same person who put ketchup in their chicken noodle soup, like a few minutes later, had pineapples on their pizza.
Well, maybe then I should try it.
Lito, all right.
Just saying.
Come on, man.
This is FUD.
That's fake news from Lito.
No, Lito has been removed from co-host again. That's twice he has badmouthed pineapple pizza.
Lito has
and I've
submitted
had to remove
68 bad food proposals. 40 of them were passed.
I have invited him back.
I was just reporting an observation. How is that bad mouthing?
Because there's no way that somebody ate chicken noodle soup with ketchup and then ate pizza right after. Like, that's a maniac. That's not a person. That's a fucking maniac.
I'm glad we can agree at that, Hero. I'm glad we can come to terms on that.
Yes, that is maniac behavior.
I fucking
landing page.
Hey,
listen,
hey, Hero.
Kyd Juse needs somebody to help him build a landing page. Him and Session. Yeah. Well, whoever.
I mean, everyone needs. Dana needs. We need. Cindy needs. Creators need. Like, we need the like the landing page.
If you have friends who do that on the side, there is a big business opportunity that you don't even need to know crypto, right? So if you have friends that do that type of work, you should be telling them, hey, there's people looking for you and they're looking to pay and they need you like now.
Unfortunately, it's not now, but one of the things that I was funded for through Catalyst is to create these humans who can help in such ways. But that is still 4 to 6 months from them. I have to torture them first so they kind of know how to do these things. But yeah, it's in the pipeline.
Hell yeah. So I want to, TCT, anything you want to finish up with before we get here?
Yeah, before you rug us, I was, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Before you rug us, Lido, how did I do on the Lido minute? 1 to 5.
I would give you a solid 2.
2 stars?
Wow, it's solid 2.
Nah, that was a 5. That was a 5. That was a 5.
And it's solid, not just 2. A solid 2.
Solid
3.5.
Listen, I give him 5 because I would have been like, this is your Lido minute. I have no idea what to say.
Hero, you would have been disqualified.
He gets a +1 because he was huffing spray paint at the same time. Like, that takes talent.
He was. No, on a serious tip, though, check out lidonation.com. Amazing material out there. Seriously. Cat and Bombo.
Oh, just rug them on. Just rug us all.
I would never do such a thing to Cat and Bombo. However, I would to Blockjog.
He would. No question. But I love it. So that's me.
Go ahead, Cat and Bombo, sir.
Right.
It's like, what is he doing right now?
He's driving. I'm sure
We're
he's driving.
literally. I know, but why is he in a space? I know he's
delivering
working
pineapple
his job.
pizza, bro.
I understand that. Then put your hand, which is not the right color, down. And anyway, real talk tonight. By the way, I'll throw that out there.
Leave Cat and Bombo alone. He's a working man, Cindy.
I love Cotton. He helped me move in San Diego. Cotton Bombo's my buddy.
He's a big hustler, that guy, for sure, man.
That's awesome, man, because I was an asshole and didn't help you move.
Yeah, that's a prick.
Jerk.
So yeah, Cat and Bombo has a YouTube, right? Cardano on Wheels. Is that what it is? Yeah. I got to check my subscriptions.
Yes, that's what it is. I'm gonna be on there soon, I think.
Check it out.
You should check it out.
If you don't like reading, he read out the entire 8-hour Constitution in one breath.
We have it listed in freeloaders as a way to review the the Constitution. So very helpful. Thank you.
So I want to thank Lido and TCT for co-hosting. I want to thank our guests, the Mandrillz, his first Twitter space. It's always awesome to have somebody come up who's never been in a Twitter space. I think he did an amazing job. Check out the Mandrillz. Then we had Session with his amazing passion with what he's building in the Cardano ecosystem. And then our special guest, Chef. Shout out. Check out Chef Pool, Lido Pool, Hero Pool. There's all kinds of pools. Rare Bloom event. Tickets on sale now. Go check it out. I know I'll be there hanging out. Chef, you going to be there? Rare Bloom?
I'll be on both Rare Bloom and the CNFT Con. Yeah, I already got my tickets and everything. I'm so excited.
You better make up some pastries because I heard there might be a Cardano Over Coffee show or something. Who knows?
I'm trying to get a food stand for both of these, so hopefully I'll get it all up and running.
I'm getting in your DMs because that is 100% happening. Oh my
God.
God.
Yeah, I want to get a food stand there and just go free for everything and just cook, man, for everybody. I would love to do that. I've been promising that to everyone, so I better fucking do it.
All right, let's do it. Sorry, Hero.
No, you're all right. Yeah, you're good. Cat and Bombo's back, so I'm gonna let him speak before he gets rugged again.
No, you know what's gonna happen. Come on. Why don't we learn from our mistakes?
I think he does it on purpose.
Just please read the pin tweet.
Hey, buddy. I hope work's going well.
I see a bunch of pinned tweets. Does anybody see the one he pinned? I don't see it yet.
I'm trying to find it too.
Damn it. There it is. Cardano on wheels. Road rage is not a thing for me. However,